How you doing today, buddy? Before we get going here.
I'm good. I'm fired up. Fired up to talk about pizza. Fired up to talk about, I don't know, I'm wearing my Oregon Ducks tie-dye today.
And the hat.
And the hat. I tried to go. I wanted to talk to Trey a little bit about this, but I don't know if you guys have seen this. They're doing a Grateful Dead uniform at Oregon.
Oh, wow.
And they've made like a show poster and everything. And it's really cool. It's really cool. And
all players on both teams have to be on some sort of psychedelic during the game, so it's going to be a fun football game too.
Right.
No, I mean, I
off throws.
Yeah.
Tailgating is taking on a new meeting for this game.
You know, it's again, like special uniforms, right? In sports or anything like that, it's like it only works if you're good. Like, it only works if you can actually execute. Right. You know, it's like if you're going to wear a tie-dye jersey, you got to win by 30. So, I don't know. It kind of feels like home slice. In that, it's like the core is so good. It's like you nail the pizza, you nail the sandwich. Then you get to do all the fun stuff.
Wear whatever you want.
You can wear whatever you want. You can be wherever you want to be.
So, Brian, let's go ahead and give my apologies. Let's go ahead and give the official introduction because we want to get going on the radio side here.
Yeah.
So please tell folks who we're speaking with today and where we are.
Austin Supper Club. We are here at Home Slice Pizza with Jeff Mettler, who's partner co-owner, and Shane Kullberg, who's the director of talent and culture.
Training.
Yeah,
that's talent too, I guess.
No, I love it. Well, and speaking of, we were talking a little bit about the culture. It's like that's a huge part of the restaurant world.
Absolutely.
And what it takes, right? I mean, the pizza's got to be good, but the people in the building have to be good too.
Yeah.
And so it's great to have you guys here. We're at Home Slice on South Congress, the first location.
The original, the OG.
The OG. My truck only knows how to drive to North Loop, so that's where I went first.
Great restaurant in its own right.
Oh, yeah. So great. Most famous playscape in Austin. The playscape that started other playscapes.
Yeah, we get a lot of calls.
Who did that? Yeah, who did that? And how do we get 1,000 kids just to hang out?
That company is no longer in the playground business.
Oh wow! They like it was like Jordan Game 6. They went out on a high note. They were like, "We nailed it. We're done."
Mic drop.
Yeah. Art. The playscape game we've done it. We've won the championship. So, well, it's great to be here. And
thanks for having us.
I was sitting at the bar at North Loop a couple months ago and eating that Italian sandwich that is kind of a guilty little middle of the day, middle of the week pleasure. And met Missy, who works with you guys on PR and outreach and things like that. And at first, she was so comfortable with the staff and the team that I was like, oh, is she the owner? Or do I, anyway. So it was, and she was telling me about this 20-year anniversary. And I was like, oh my goodness, we've got to talk to you guys because I didn't realize it had been 20 years. 20 years. A run.
A 20-year anniversary that's being celebrated with the return of the Carnival O Pizza.
Our first Carnival O Pizza in 9 years. Something that we kind of kicked off in 2006 to celebrate our first birthday, but also, there was a great reception from our community the minute we opened, and we just kept on brainstorming ways to thank the community and, do something really inclusive for everyone in the neighborhood. And it stuck, and it continued to grow over the years. And then we took a step back from events back in 2016 and, put an end to Carnival and our South by Southwest parties. And now we have some, new leaders that have risen to their ranks and are hungry to bring these things back, and we're on board for it.
Love that.
I'm really excited to bring it back. I remember working here back in the day and working those carnivals and how much fun they were. So when I heard, hey, we're bringing this back, it seems like the perfect time, the 20th anniversary. I know a lot of the old school, I've been here for 18 years. I started as a server here about a year after they opened. And so a lot of our old school homies that have worked back in the day at any of the shops, but especially this one being the oldest one, are going to come back and join us for the carnival. So it'll be kind of like a reunion in a little bit as well. but it really is to celebrate our community of the neighborhoods, the city of Austin itself, and give back. And we're working with foundation communities is the nonprofit charity that we're working with, and they're sending out just an army of volunteers that are going to help us run the carnival, as well as some of the other home slice folks as well.
So what does that carnival look like? Talk to us about, so I roll in. So the date is
November 15th.
November
The
15th.
date of Texas, Georgia, but Texas, Georgia isn't going to be until 6:30. The carnival is from 12 to 6.
Yeah.
Perfect time.
Yeah.
Just
Exactly.
in time to go catch the game after the carnival.
Yep.
But basically, the whole parking lot will be transformed into a Carnival of Pizza. We have there'll be tents up with games and booths. We have a dunk tank. We have the human slot machine, which I think is going to be a really fun one. So fun things. There's things for kids to interact with as well, and there's games that are more adult-centric as well. One of the biggest things about the carnival is the contest that Jeff was speaking of, the pizza eating contest.
This is unreal.
Hands on the eggplant sub, and we have a box folding contest. We fold 1 million boxes here, and so some of our staff members will be competing to see how fast we can fold boxes. Hopefully that Domino's guy won't show up. He was pretty quick. We'll see how that goes.
Well, I mean, he was probably he might have been looking for a job. Did he put in an application after he won?
We'll have to take a look at the apps, I guess. But
we have a couple return champions from over the years that were past employees. We have past employees coming in from all over the country to come participate and to spectate.
Excellent.
We're really excited about that. But like Shane was saying, with the hands on an eggplant sub and the pizza eating contest and our raffle, there'll be 3 different ways to win free pizza for a year on that day.
3 way. What does that even mean? Free pizza from a year? If I want to come in here and get a large pizza every day for a year, I can.
Technically, the person who wins that will choose a location that works for them, and that'll be their one location, and they are entitled to 1 large or medium pizza per day for dine-in only for every day that we are open for the calendar year, which is 363 days.
Unreal. And so it's
Brush up on your box folding, people.
Box folding is going to get you a gift card.
Hands on an eggplant, the pizza eating competition, then a straight up raffle. If you don't want to try and
We're going to start selling raffle tickets at all of our stores this coming Monday.
Okay.
And then we'll be selling them the day of. We'll probably have close to 100 different raffle prizes. We've got some great grand prizes that are coming in from Stag and from Yeti, and they're coming in now. But we'll be showcasing those on Instagram as we get them in.
So Trey, last weekend I took my son to the fair.
Yeah.
I was a week late, obviously, missed the game, as did my team. But but to me, this sounds like a much more economical way to have some fun, because that fair was not cheap. Not cheap. $1 a coupon. Took my son and a friend for his birthday, and then took my daughter and a cousin. 6 people at the fair. Oof, that's a chunk of change.
Was that on a Saturday or Sunday also?
It was a Sunday.
I would assume that it was an S show out there.
No,
too.
it wasn't too bad. It was the last day of the fair. We got there a little bit early, but that was part of the problem, was that there were no lines, right? Sometimes lines are the deterrent from spending the money. Well, we had no lines, so the money was just flying. It was a painful. I'm still recovering, but
there will be no entrance fee. It's free to the public.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
We will be selling tickets and concessions, but 100% of all money collected will be going directly to foundation communities. So it's all for charity.
Fantastic.
This is on me. I got ahead of myself. I should have waited and just said, hey, Jack, we're going to the Carnival of Pizza. You're not going to the fair. We'll bring your friend over to the Carnival of Pizza.
Guys, on the subject of the pizza eating contest, now, I'm a former fat kid, and I am still a fat kid at heart. I can put some food away. Brian, how much pizza do you think you could eat in one sitting from Home Slice? Because I want to figure out just how much I'm going to have to eat to win this contest.
It's a 30-minute it's a timed contest. You have 30 minutes.
On November 15th. You have to eat the crust, too.
Yeah. There's a plan of attack that I have. Can you have water?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I may go like Kobayashi, like
You're thinking like a professional
yeah,
here.
like dunk the crust, get a almost like a crust smoothie.
Yep.
Get those down quick. I could probably do confidently. I think I could do maybe a pizza and a half. But if I'm rolling, if I'm in the right mental state, I could probably take down 2. What's the winner usually?
2
take down?
XLs or 2 larges or 2
2
mediums?
larges
Okay.
is what I'm thinking. Is probably where I'm starting to feel some pain. But that probably doesn't get me anywhere.
I mean, the winner usually puts down 2 extra larges. It's 2 extra large slice pies or cheese pies. And the difference between first and second place is usually, the amount that fits in a cup of that size. That's the difference.
Wow. So there are several people getting that close.
Yeah, and then we have a rule of it is that at the end of the 30 minutes, anything that's in your mouth, as long as you swallow it, counts. And you have time after the 30 minutes to swallow what you are able to get in your mouth.
So that last push is.
But the rule
so your
is
mouth,
it needs to stay in your stomach. If it comes out, you're disqualified.
Yeah.
Right, so the size of your
Absolutely.
mouth is an advantage. For that
I mean,
last.
I have a pretty good pizza appetite as well, as you might be able to tell. But I like our pizza, even though it's thin crust, it really packs a punch. Like usually two slices, and I'm pretty good, So I know with an eating contest, definitely people go well beyond 2, but it's easier said than done for sure. They pack a pretty good punch. So.
Well,
We also had a three-peat guy, and then people were coming out of the woodwork to try to dethrone him. I think he won like a total of 5 times. And the same guy that won about 5 different eating contests ended up winning the raffle at our last carnival and won 10 years of free pizza. So he actually has 1 year of free pizza left when his winning
Wow.
winning.
Yeah. All the stat. We all know Chris very well. Like he comes in, he's like,
Gotta take advantage.
He's to the point where he's just like, you tell me what I want, like make whatever. I've had about every combination, One time for him, we put every ingredient that we have, which we definitely don't recommend for a New York style pizza, but he just kind of wanted to see what that would look like and come out like, and it wasn't pretty.
Wow.
It's less is more when it
Takes a
comes
little
to
while
New
to
York
cook
style
that
pizza
pizza, yeah.
for sure. So
well, that's interesting. I mean, it made me think a little bit about this first location, right? Because 20 years ago, South Congress looked a lot different. Now you drive up and down it, and it looks like a list of Arch Manning's NIL deals. But
I wish I could dispute that. I can't.
talk to me a little bit about this location. How did it come about? Talk to me a little bit about. It was kind of one of the first anchors. It feels like it felt like you guys put out a really good product, and then all of a sudden it became like Hotel San Jose. It kind of became a little bit of a mecca, kind of like, hey, you got to go to South Congress for this thing.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that and kind of how the neighborhood's changed here, and how has the experience changed, or has it stayed the same? I mean, is it still mainly neighborhood, or are you getting a lot of new faces?
It's what's so unique about this location that there is still a neighborhood, and we've had a lot of the same clientele since when we first opened. But also, it's tourism. It's a tourist destination. It's one of the coolest areas in Austin. Some still really great local businesses that started here, and keep Austin weird, and also the Nike store. So there is all that kind of changing. But you had said that I'm a co-owner, but I'm not one of the founding owners. So Jen and Terry and Joseph created this concept and started getting investors together back in like 2004, and they saw the future of South Congress back then. And I had come here in 2002, and at the time, the true story, my apartment locator wouldn't even bring me to South Congress. He said, "You don't want to go down there.
It used to be where the literal pimps and hoes were." Yeah,
that's what he told me. I didn't believe him, and I ended up moving here to South Congress anyway, and lived in the apartment complex behind Egos, which I got to see it kind of transform. And
When was this?
This was November of 02.
Yeah, February 03, I lived at the State House above Continental.
Oh, great. So you saw it kind of at the same time.
Oh, yeah, no.
There was Vespaio, and Waros had already moved there across the street.
Yeah.
And, the San Jose had been making their transformation to a boutique hotel. And Jen and Joseph literally set out to not create a restaurant, but an institution. It's in our original business plan. It's in our mission statement. We want it to be an institution, and this is the location they chose to start.
Well, the other interesting thing about that time, because people have come to expect really good pizza in Austin, like different varieties of pizza too. Like we were at Bufalino last week. Neapolitan pizza is great, but Home Slice was really the first good pizza that was doing something different than what Austin had to offer at that time, because Austin essentially had Double Dave's pepperoni rolls and Mr. Gaddy's buffet. Like, that was it. Yeah, there were the other...
Rounders was probably the closest thing to, like, a New York-style pizza in the city at the moment.
Absolutely, Rounders. Good call. I can tell you're an old-school guy. But, like, Home Slice came in and did something completely different and also did help to turn this area into a destination. And now, we can have the conversation of what that is continuing to turn into and whether that's a good or bad thing for Austin. But I know that as much as certain things about this area are now a bit of a turnoff to me, I will always have a reason to come here as long as places like Home Slice are on South Congress.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think that's awesome to hear. It's one thing to put it in a business plan. It's another thing to go and execute it and actually make it an institution. And that's what it is. 20 years, it is, it's on every short list of, hey, you're coming to Austin. This is what you're looking for. Check it out. And I think that goes a long way to help mitigate, the corporate change. And it's good. Look, growth is good. We need the business. We need the, retail is a tough business. So if they found a spot in a town that they can actually move product from a rentable space, tip your hat to them. But the good thing about that is when people come to South Congress, there's still enough local weird representation that the character of the street doesn't feel like it could be anywhere USA. It's like, okay, I'm still in Austin. I've still got some good people watching. I've still got local owners putting out local products. So that's a huge plus. Yeah,
people. It's still an imperative stop when you come to Austin, especially for the first time. You have to come to South Congress.
Jeff, we need a lot of things on South Congress. Do we need a light rail going through the middle of South Congress?
I think that Austin in general needs better public transportation, but I don't think that light rail down the middle of South Congress is a solution, especially for the local businesses that would have a really hard time staying open during a 2 to 3 year closure for construction.
2 to 3 year closure, and all of the street parking. I didn't even know this. All the street parking goes away once the light rail is in place. I'm with you. Austin needs better public transportation, but the fact that they took this plan that the voters of Austin decided upon a couple of years ago and already scrapped the airport to downtown line, which I would argue is extremely important when you're talking about enhancing the public transportation of the city. Yes, South Congress is a main vein to get in and out of downtown, but at the same time, you have to think about what you're doing in terms of disrupting the lives of those who have helped to make that area what it is.
Not only was the airport leg scratched, but at the time of being voted on, the plan was to come underground across Lady Bird Lake and under South Congress, not messing up traffic on the street level.
Oh, is that right?
And that has changed since then.
Wow. That's frustrating.
Yeah, it's 20 years in and it's still a problem. It's not going anywhere. I think that is the hardest thing is, you see things develop and you can kind of almost project. You're like, okay, this isn't going to get better. And so how do you and when do you rip off any sort of Band-Aid and try something new? And you're right. The impact to the actual foot traffic is so important in those 3 years. And I think it's, small businesses don't have this huge backlog or, they don't have this huge operating cash flow cushion that they can just absorb. It's a convenience culture. If you disrupt their flow, they will go someplace else. It's sad but true. As loyal as people are to brands, if you can't park or if you can't get there, you tend to find other solutions. So hopefully, whatever they decide, it comes out with at least the businesses in mind and making sure that they can continue to thrive and not have to take a step back.
Yeah, I think part of the reason that we opened North Loop in the first place was how hard it was to get down here and how difficult it could park. And, we started noticing that there were regulars that weren't coming back as much, and we started thinking, well, is it, checking our food quality and checking the service, and everything seemed to be like we had done it before. And so when a regular would come back, we would say, hey, how you doing? And, just wondering. And what we heard a lot was, well, it's really busy down here and it's really tough to park, and I can't make it down here as much as I used to. And I think that was a big part of the emphasis of, maybe we need a location that this has been a great location. Don't get me wrong, but maybe we need a location that it's a little more neighborhood centric or a little bit kind of easier to get to, or just another option for people.
Well, and I guess North Loop's probably a pretty good example of people find a way. If they want it, they'll find a way. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I've parked, at the old bus stop up on 290 and walked down. It's like if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Which is good. I mean, it's a credit to the people in the building and the quality of the food. So, hopefully, any sort of major disruption, people will overcome it.
The parking
especially
also,
for good pizza.
It goes beyond our customers, our employee experience. It's greatly affected as well.
Paying for their parking.
Not only are all businesses in competition with each other as customers, we're in competition to having the best employees. You had talked about our culture and doing things right and not letting quality slip. That has everything to do with the quality of individuals we can convince to come and be a part of our team and part of our family. And not being able to park to get to work is a big thing that people consider when they're choosing where they work.
Culture is a word that gets thrown a lot around in sports. Brian, we have a couple of big-time sports fans with us today.
Oh, I love it.
And it shouldn't surprise you at all, because I am finding myself completely normalized by the idea that there are way more Philadelphia people in this city than I ever thought there were.
We got some Phillies.
Go Birds.
Jeff is a South Jersey guy, so a big Philadelphia sports fan.
I grew up in between Philadelphia and Atlantic City, about 35 minutes either one.
Okay, and then Shane did you actually grow up in Houston?
I didn't grow up in Houston. I grew up in Michigan, but I moved down when I was about 12. So
Okay,
my formative years, and, watched Dream and those Rockets, championships, and was an Oilers fan. I was there, caught the last end of the Oilers, and then,
Run and
of
shoot.
course, the Texans coming in and have become a Texans fan, as painful as that can be sometimes. But
I tried to become a Texans fan. I had a buddy that I worked with at Osti, and John Hallam was a big Texans fan, and he took me to 6 or 7 games throughout our working together, and I was 0 for 7. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this to the fan base. I can't do this to myself. Like, it's a great scene. I was like, but, and Andre Johnson was on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
And, it was like all the
Trey.
good things that should have worked. And I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't do this. I'm going to have to gracefully exit. Okay, so we got Texans. We got Eagles.
I lived about 4 years in Houston when we opened our Midtown location, and for the first couple of years I got into the Astros a little bit because I loved Minute Maid Park, and it's so easy to go, and it's pretty cheap to go enjoy yourself. And then they met the Phillies in the World Series, and I couldn't really manage that relationship anymore, so I stopped. But I tried, just like you did. I tried.
I wish the Phillies would have gone further. I had a good friend who passed a couple years ago, big Phillies fan, got me, my last name's Stubbs, so the catcher got me a Stubbs jersey. I can kind of, same thing. I wanted to get sucked in and be a Phillies fan for my boy, and then got in a fight with another Phillies fan at the game.
It's the quintessential Philadelphia sports experience.
It was like, okay, you don't want me, I don't want you, fine, But
tell them the story, please. I know I've heard it a couple of times, but it's a good enough story.
Yeah, so my buddy Johnny Courage, he was a NICU nurse, just the best guy, tons of fun. Sadly, passed from esophageal cancer. And, we surprised him, took his family to a game. He didn't know we were there, all the pregame stuff. So I bought a whole row of seats on the third base side, great tickets. It was D-backs and Phillies. And Phillies were struggling a little bit, and Harper hits a double, and I'm standing up, I'm yelling, I'm trying to get everything going, and this older Phillies fan behind me, I guess she didn't like the fact that we were kind of up and down a lot and standing and not, and she got on to me for standing up and cheering because she couldn't see, and I'm like, I looked around, I was like, I bought this whole row of tickets. I was like, this is on you. I was like, this isn't a me problem. This is a you problem. And she just chirped, and I kept chirping. I mean, and when I get hot, it doesn't stop. Like I just kind of, and her husband, poor guy, was like, honey, trying to talk her down. It was just a quintessential Phillies existence. And so
she needed to tell her to go burn another heater in the concourse.
No kidding. Well, thankfully now she lives forever in my pest control area of my garage. My buddy snapped a picture of us, and she was in the background with this scowl on her face, and he did like a little Vistaprint, little 8x10, and so she's right there next to all my poison to kill.
Oh, please send me a copy of that picture.
Oh my gosh,
I got to see this one.
So every time I go kill wasps or kill ants, I look at her and I just realize it's like, oh man. But
we had a friend, Will White, that actually used to work here with us at Home Slice, and he was a big Cowboys fan. And so for his birthday, we had all, I guess, pitched in and got a van. We got somebody to drive us. That one of his friends worked at Real Ale, so they had a keg in the van and all of that. And we all went up to watch a Cowboys game. And these guys, Jeff and Nano, who worked with us as well. Yeah.
Another Eagles fan.
Yes, we're full on Eagles gear while we're rolling up to the Cowboys game. And I was just like, are we going to get killed?
Are we making it out alive?
We pulled in, and I think Nano was like hanging out the window or something like that. And you could see Cowboys fans, and people yelling. And it was something. It was a scene. But we had a great time at the game. And
I think we saw DeMarco Murray run for over 200 yards that day.
Yeah, yeah, it was a great game.
Boomer Sooner, baby.
Sooners running backs coach.
Sooners running backs coach. Trying to. He's not quite doing what he needs to do to get his running backs to do the same thing, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Running game's improving. I'm actually I'm on the Eagles now. I'll tell you my recent fantasy trade. I was done with Josh Allen and Saquon Barkley. I was just done.
What?
Josh Allen, he's off the MVP year. He's about the Super Bowl, right? He's not going to throw up points. Saquon's had a pretty quiet start to this season,
which was kind of expected with the number of touches that he had last year. That's traditionally what happens with those guys.
My team had lost 5 in a row. It was time to make a change.
Oh boy,
we needed to change the culture. So we got rid of Josh and Saquon. We brought in Devontae Adams, J.K. Dobbins, and Jalen Hurts. And
I think it's a good trade.
It's.
Did you get Jalen last weekend?
Yes.
Ooh, that was good timing.
I still lost because I was up against. Gibbs.
McCaffrey,
killed me.
yeah.
Gibbs killed me with that 78-yard run. I needed a Monday night showing from Mike Evans, and that didn't work out.
Last week I traded Pickens for A.J. Brown, and that worked out well for me.
There you go.
Ooh.
There you go. I like that. I like that with CD back. Yeah, Pickens going to – there goes the Zen. Anyways, no, so I love me some Eagles. I love me some Jalen Hurts. I mean, I'm a Sooner fan before anything else. So wherever my former Sooners are playing, that's what I like to see. But the Eagles, they found a little something. They're going to bounce. I'm not too worried about them yet.
I mean, I believe very much in their leadership, their ownership, their general manager, the coach, inspiring to me.
Yeah.
Really, really pivotal to the community. They care about the things that I think are important, the things above the game. So I'm proud to be an Eagles fan, and I'm proud of them so far this year. I don't think that we've seen the worst so far this year, but I also don't think that we've seen the best. So I'm excited about it.
Well, and it goes back. It's when you brought up culture and sports, I thought you were going to go with our man Taffy, who has a hurt thumb now. Did he see Dr. Shin? Did he go to Mateer's doctor? Do we know this yet?
I would hope so, with how quickly Meteer came back when everybody was saying he was going to miss 3 to 4 weeks, and he only ends up missing 2. But he's in that John Meteer category of just
a gamer,
insanely tough dudes who make the most of the talent that they have. And it sucks to lose him for probably the next couple of weeks, but just like with Meteer, And Texas, I'm not going to believe that he won't be back for Georgia, even if his hand is wrapped in a club. Like, that's the sort of game that Michael Taff is like, this is why I came back to Texas for one more year. I'm not missing this for the world.
The problem is that Vandy comes here before that.
Oh, I know. That is an issue. And maybe it doesn't surprise me if he plays against Vanderbilt too, but I do also want to make sure. I mean, I can't say that it's more difficult to play safety than it is quarterback if your throwing thumb is the one that was hurt, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's a tough spot for him. I understand if he sits that game out, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if he comes back for that one too.
Well, you know, the thing that Texas has going for the Vandy game is it's at home, which is, you know, arguably the most raucous home environment in college football.
That's right.
I mean, you don't want to go into DKR at 2:30 or when's the game?
I mean, when the fans on the west side stand up, you can tell that it's either halftime or they're about to leave the game for good. That's what happens.
No. It's injuries happen. We talked about it at the beginning of the season. It happens at every level. It even happens in the restaurant business. Sadly, when it happens in the restaurant business, it's like, okay, now we have to throw a GoFundMe because, you know.
Or somebody's just cut a finger off.
Yeah.
Or part of a finger off.
It's lots of finger injuries if you're not paying attention on the mandolin. But, you know, next man up, right? Next man up on the deck. Let's get those pizzas in the oven. Let's go.
You know, one of the biggest injuries one of our employees have ever sustained here was while dancing, showing off in front of some guests. He slipped and ended up, his shoulder? Remember when Mark fell and hurt himself dancing? Yeah.
Dancing in public is something I don't recommend. I tried the worm in a bar in Rome, and I think I had a concussion. I just face planted. Being 6'2", I guess, I don't know how, I was in my late 20s. I guess I thought I was a little bit more athletic than I was at the time.
You said a bar in Rome?
A bar in Rome.
So a little bit of vino may have been consumed?
A lot of vino. That was my cigarette days. I think we were having a good time. We had gone to the Trevi Fountain. We were walking around Rome, just living the dream. And then I don't know where I decided the worm was a good idea, but
went for it.
In restaurants, you kind of have to just politely decline any sort of physical challenge because we need you at work tomorrow. We can't have you getting an ER visit during service.
Pulling a hammy on the floor.
Oh, man.
We've seen it all. I mean, Shane's been here for 18 years now. I'm about to celebrate year 16, and we've seen so much. Shane and I actually go back further than Home Slice. We worked together at Trulux. We met at Trulux in 2002, and Shane was our lunch captain server. He was a bartender and lead server, and then we stopped serving lunch at Trulux. I made a decision that lunch wasn't going to be served at Trulux anymore. And, you know, Shane was in music and in a band, needed his nights free. And he made his switch over here to Home Slice at that time. Yep. And then I followed. I did private parties over at Trulux and enjoyed my job and the flexibility it had and wanted to take a next step into management and didn't quite think that Trulux was the path for me. I ended up leaving there for a different job that never panned out and got an interview to be the first manager of More Home Slice when we opened that in 2009. So I came in October of 2009 to open the takeout shop.
Wow, that's awesome. And then, I mean, I think it's interesting that you weren't part of the original ownership, but now you are. That speaks a lot about the leadership of the company, that employees can, you know, that was even an option, right? That it was even on the table, that we're going to share in our success with our people. And
most restaurants don't do that.
It's a hard thing to do, right? I think if you're successful, it's awesome, right? And then it's a whole new set of problems once you're successful, and that is, okay, how do we retain talent? Right. How do we motivate them to make it a career? And, you know, I've always felt this way when I was in the business too. It's like, it being of service and feeding people and taking care of their celebrations and all that is a career. It's a very viable, wonderful career. And if you're around the right people, you can do it forever. And it's a lot of fun. So that's, it speaks to your guys' tenure and then the ownership's ability to grow and keep growing. So speaking of growth, I mean, is there more growth in Home Slice? Are we comfortable with where we are, or are we going to see another location someday? Talk to me a little bit about the future.
Growth has always been one of the big aspirations, but it's like the three founding owners knew they were never going to be able to grow it by themselves. So they've built this big management team and a partnership team. I think like 25% of our employees are actually managers. So we have a really great support infrastructure. We did open the Midtown Houston shop that opened in December of 2022.
Okay.
And we are working on another project that we are not ready to announce just
that's
quite
fine,
yet, but it's close. It's close to getting ready.
That's
to be,
amazing.
To
Well,
announce, yeah.
again, you want to be able to grow so that the whole team can grow with you and continue to be challenged. And Houston, I'm sure, is going well.
It's going really well.
Yeah.
Really great community there too.
Yeah, well, everybody loves Austin and wants more of Austin. So anytime you can take that spirit and share it with the world, it's usually a good thing.
We've noticed Houston, and not just in our company, but other Austin companies that have relocated or opened up shops in Houston, seems to be maybe an initial resistance to some Austin businesses. But we've been able to overcome that by things that you've mentioned. Our quality standard, our willingness to connect as human beings, our desire to make people's days better than they were before they came in.
That's a pretty cool quality of this place. Shane, for you as somebody who has been here for 18 years, what do you love about Home Slice?
Man, I mean, the biggest thing I think is the hospitality, being able to learning how to really listen to someone, learning how to we look for people that want to make people's day, want to create a moment for somebody when they come in. And yes, the food here is very good. The atmosphere that Jen and Terry and Joseph and the team creates is awesome. The service, I think we blow people away all the time with the service that we deliver. Not many people are used to coming into a pizza place and having a server talk to them about wine pairings or a congruent pairing and things like that. But I think most of it is that we just try to find a way to connect with somebody. It's so much fun to lift someone's day. When someone comes in that's a little grumpy, like pizza has an amazing way of like flipping that script a little bit, but it's also our people, the little jokes that we have for people, the fun things that we do. Our job can be very boring if you let it be. We literally do the same things and, ask the same questions over and over, but it's the connections that you have with people. It's the regulars that you have. It's the fun things like playful irreverence is a core value here. And that's something that is fun. It's a creative way that our staff can use to create a moment with a guest that they won't forget, and that's what it's all about, is just kind of taking care of people and making sure that we don't take for granted anybody that walks through our door, and that we deliver this to everybody that comes, and that's the goal. And it's a challenge because there's a lot of people that come through that door to deliver that to everybody. But I think we found such an amazing team, and not only at this shop, at North Loop in Houston, at all of these shops, we just have people that love to connect with other people and try to make their day better.
Speaking of connecting with others, fostering that community, that culture, you guys have done something special in cahoots with Meanwhile Brewing, beer that I had a chance to taste a large taster of before starting the broadcast today. Holy cow, is this delicious. Jeff, tell us a little bit about this beer.
Yeah, so, we used to carry Peroni, and Peroni was like the infamous
standard
imported Italian beer. We don't have any Mexican beers here. So that was our go-to. During COVID, it got kind of hard to get, and we started looking for other Italian beers, and they were all hard to get. So meanwhile, I think just like you, Brian, we're coming into North Loop and saying hi and trying to. We brought in their Secret Beach IPA, which is still on the menu and really, really good. And they threw out the idea, and they collaborated with the general manager Mario De Leon over at North Loop and teased the idea of creating our own beer. And turns out it actually happened. We made Queen of Pints. It's an Italian-style American lager, and it's only available here and at Meanwhile. I think legally they had to have it because you can't monopolize accounts, so they had to have it one other place. So Spokesman Coffee over the yard that was opened by one of our other long-term employees, Trey Ramirez, carries it to keep things legal. And yeah, it's a fantastic beer. We have it on draft at our locations. We also have it in tall boy cans, sell it to go in 4-packs. But it's really, really delicious. They're also sponsoring our carnival.
Meanwhile's
Excellent.
great. Meanwhile's great. The Secret Beach is my go-to with the Italian sub. Best sandwich at a pizza place maybe on the planet.
Spoiler alert. We're sending y'all with some Italian subs so y'all can eat on the way to your next shoot.
Baby, I love it. I love it. I can't wait for that.
My
it
mouth
was
is
awesome.
watering.
My my realtor, really good realtor. Shout out Lisa. She sent me a Home Slice gift card for my birthday. So I was happy to see that too. I mean, it is a go-to for sure. It is in the rotation. It's like Crown and Anchor, Home Slice. It's kind of like a weekly thing, and it's just so good. And again, talking about hospitality, it's a really great place to come in and hang out. So, all right. So we didn't get to talk much OU football, but that's all right.
Next week.
Next week.
Next
I mean, you know.
We can right now real quick if you want to. It's going to get cut out of the radio show, though.
I know. It's OU, Texas. Both playing teams from Mississippi. It's going to be interesting. We'll see. I like both games. It'll be fun to watch. But we wrap up every Austin Supper Club with recommendations of places to eat. Of course, Home Slice is high on everybody's list, but some other places here in town that you really that you and your team or your family go, and kind of your favorite spots or favorite haunts or recent things you checked out. So, what do you think?
Fun. I've been doing more and more cooking at home, but Monger's is one of my favorite restaurants in the city. I really like Monger's for seafood. I like their new location in the old Vino spot
Yep,
over there in
around
Guadalupe.
Guadalupe.
Yeah,
Kind of Hyde Park area.
Really like that spot. Got to try Este for the first time a couple months ago, and that blew my mind. Here I go, seafood restaurant, South Jersey boy. Surprise. What about you, Shane?
I like Odd Duck is consistently one of my favorites. I love the cocktails there and the food, the kind of the small plate thing. I just love eating like that. You get to taste a lot of different food, but also just that staff and the hospitality and service that they have, and how that vibe in there is a big part of why I love to go out to eat, is not only the food and the service, but just the vibe and the feel of the place. And so, they're associated, I think, with barley swine and sour duck, and all of those spots I think are just excellent,
Yeah, they do it right. I'm glad you brought up Odd Duck, because I haven't been to Odd Duck in a while. I need to go back. It really is a rock solid spot for food and just to hang.
I don't. Maybe this is the case for you as well, since we both live north. I kind of take that South Lamar corridor stretch a little bit for granted now too, because it's changed so much over the years. It just feels like more trouble than it's worth. Like, I don't necessarily feel that way about South Congress. I know how to get in and out of this area. That area in particular, I'm just like, I don't even want to mess with it.
Yeah, Odd Duck's pretty good. That lot is bigger than you think, and they've got valet usually, so that's part of the reason why I think that works. Yeah, I mean, Odd Duck, Monger's, the old Vino spot. Good kudos to Monger's.
Do you
Super
go
solid.
to, being up north, do you go to Bartlett's? Bartlett's is kind of a sleeper restaurant.
Yeah, the old Houston spot on
Houston's.
Anderson and Burnett. So they had a second restaurant called Rotten Bunch over near where I am, in the Avery Ranch, like South Cedar Park area. That was legitimately one of my 2 or 3 favorite places to eat in Austin, and it closed down right before COVID. So I've been to Bartlett's here and there, but it's not always top of mind for me. Like, typically when we're in that area, we are going to Bufalina Due. And there's also a couple of other places over there. Like, I'll stop at a San Francisco bakery if it's for lunch. Like, that's just an easier option. I'm such a sandwich guy, which thank you ahead of time for what I'm about to eat. But
Style switch up there. Is
but
really
I know a lot of people. Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of people who swear by Bartlett's and go there just about weekly for whether it's work lunches or just wanting to grab a good meal for dinner.
I really like Bartlett's or Lambert's Downtown Barbecue for that kind of like fine dining steakhouse feel.
See, I haven't been to Lambert's in probably 20 years or 15 years.
Definitely
now.
top 3 for me.
Huh.
If we're going barbecue, I gotta say Interstellar barbecue too. Those
Okay.
just ridiculous. This is always a bit of a wait, but just it's worth it and wait it out. And that.
Yeah, I've got a buddy coming to town this week, and he was telling me, asking me, he's like, I still need to do Franklin. I was like, Franklin's an amazing experience. It's an all day thing. It's super cool. I was like, but if you wanted to try something that maybe isn't as nationally, well, it is not. It's a Michelin star barbecue place, but Interstellar is kind of always a sleeper. I think that people, it's still getting.
Well,
out
it's so
there,
creative with the sides that he does, and to have a Earl Grey infused pork belly, like come on.
Yeah, Johnny and I worked together at Asti back in the day.
Nice.
So I've known John Bates for a long time, and he's done a great job. Noble Sandwich, and then into Interstellar. So my recommendation, I've said it before, but I actually tried something new, and we need to get over there soon. My wife brought home breakfast tacos from El Dorado, and they were fire.
El Dorado is awesome.
Yeah.
They were so good that she was saying we may have to move the weekend taco order from the one that everybody knows and loves, and it's great.
Well, there's that connection between
There is a
the
little
other
bit of a
place and the
connection,
new
but
place.
these, I mean, just the flavor and just the components. It had been a while since a breakfast taco. It made me kind of go, wow, that actually is delicious.
El Dorado is a really great example of a restaurant with a great vision, high standards, not cutting corners, making a casual environment, surrounding themselves with people that care. They're doing a great job.
Well, and I was going to say that's that's what you always love to see, right? When places like that, when the people in the building have come up through the local ranks, like you said, Trulux or Taco Deli or whatever, and then they go out and they take a risk and they put their own money and their own ass on the line, and it still has that soul. And you see it here, you see it at El Dorado, you see it at quite a few places in Austin still, which is actually very encouraging that independent restaurants can make it here. But you got to be good.
To me, the best restaurants have the same thing in common. They all receive the restaurant rule book. They flip through to get the bullets that pertain to them, and they threw the rest away and created their own rules and followed their own plan. So
I love that. Trey,
And
what
they're
do you eat?
consistent.
I'm going to have to give some additional love to a place that got some run when we recorded at Crown and Anchor Pub via Big John. I actually went to Cocina de Consuelo. I literally had never heard of this place before. I'd driven past it 1,000 times right next to Upper Crust Bakery on Burnett. Heavy Burnett influence on today's restaurant Rex, which is totally fine. Speaking of like really good breakfast, technically they do a burrito, but they literally make every tortilla to order to go along with all those other fresh ingredients as well. It's a mom and pop operation. It's very low key, but well worth your time. And guys, with that, we're through another edition of the Austin Supper Club. Carnival O Pizza, November 15th. It's the Saturday of Texas, Georgia. The Carnival is 12 to 6. The game is probably going to be at 6:30 or 7. So come on out, have a great time. No entry fee. They are starting to sell raffle tickets beginning on Monday at both locations here in Austin, and then also the Houston location too. All right, so you have a chance to win free pizza for a year, or sign up to try and crush 2 extra large pizzas in 30 minutes. And then there's also the hand on the eggplant sub competition as well, to go along with some other competitions and some other fun games and concessions and things like that.
It's great timing for Carnival of Pizza. The Texas season will be over the week before, so y'all just come on out and enjoy pizza and cry in your Meanwhile beer.
For those that aren't going to watch the UT game that night, we are going to have an after party for the Carnival that starts at 6:30.
Oh, nice.
We've got Ryman and Steelin, the original Beastie Boys tribute band, coming to play for 90 minutes after
There
the
you
Carnival.
go. Plenty of things to distract you if you're either done with the team or done with the season, or just not a football fan,
Or just
right?
want to catch
Some-
second half somewhere.
Yeah, it's possible. Well, thank you guys so much for being here
Thank you,
today.
Browns.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for putting in the work for 20 years of Home Slice. It's a real credit, and Austin's lucky to have you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.